Welcome to our Betterment segment, where we're dedicated to guiding you on a journey of self-discovery, growth, and inner peace. I'm Janice, your host and companion on this path towards personal transformation. In this segment, we'll explore topics that aim to educate, inspire, and support you on your journey to inner peace, from mindfulness practices to self-care tips, from overcoming challenges to embracing resilience. We're happy to empower you every step of the way. But before we begin, I want to make something clear. I'm not a psychologist or a medical doctor. While I strive to provide valuable insights and guidance, I do not offer professional medical help or advice. If you're experiencing a medical or psychological crisis, it's crucial to seek help from a qualified health professional. So dear nurses, as we embark on this journey together, let us remember to approach each episode with an open mind and a compassionate heart. May you find inspiration, support, and empowerment in our conversations, and may you continue to grow and thrive on your path to inner peace. Hey there, beautiful nurse. Janice here. In this episode, I want to talk about motivation and inspiration because I get a lot of emails from nurses asking, how do I keep my motivation? How do I keep going and doing what I need to do in order to do my business, work on a passion project? How do you keep that motivation alive? And I want you to really think about this because what you really need, if you feel like you're struggling, if you feel like I just don't have that energy or that passion to continue working on this thing, whatever that thing might be. You're not lacking motivation. What you're lacking is inspiration. And what do I mean by that? Well, motivation is a quick fix. When I think of motivation, I think of, drinking a Red Bull and getting just enough motivation to get through something, to get through doing the dishes or cleaning my kitchen. When I think about motivation and how motivation works, it's very temporary, right? Motivation is temporary. It's something that you go out and you seek for a temporary time. It doesn't last forever. And if you're doing your business or you're doing a project and you're constantly trying to find ways to stay motivated, you're doing it wrong. And your focus is wrong. What you need to do is you need to take a step back. You need to stop and you need to think, why am I doing this project, passion, business? What is the purpose of what I'm working on? And you need to find a reason that inspires you to get up every day to continue working on that thing that you created or that thing that you want to be successful. And inspiration is deep. Inspiration is long-term. Inspiration is something that you have in your heart, deep in your soul, that lasts a lifetime. Okay? So whatever it is that you're working on, you need to discover or rediscover. Sometimes we lose it. We kind of get caught up in the mundane of life and things, and we actually lose that inspiration. We forget why we started what we started. And so you need to go back to the beginning and say, what are the reasons that I started this in the first place? And those reasons need to be more than, well, I'd like to make more money and I'd like to not work weekends. Those reasons have to be deep. Those reasons have to be, I want to be able to see my daughter take her first steps and not the nanny. I want my children to never struggle and never have to worry about putting food on their table like I did growing up as a kid. They have to be reasons that evoke an emotion, okay? Something that makes you feel emotion and feel like I have got to see this through to the end. And motivation, when I think of motivation, I think of like a quote. I'm going to read a quote and it's going to motivate me to do work, for the next hour. But motivation isn't long term. Motivation is something that you can fuel your inspiration with. But if you're solely working off of motivation alone and you don't have that deep desire, that inspiration, that fire burning within you that you're going to turn around and use inside of building that business or building that passion project or whatever it is that you're doing, you've got to stop and go back and find that reason. And I encourage my nurses all the time to just take some time, sit down and write out reasons why you're doing what you're doing. And after you write out those reasons, go deeper. So when you first write out those reasons for inspiration, it tends to be very superficial. It tends to be, I don't want to work weekends, I don't want to work holidays, and I want to make more money. After you write out those superficial reasons, I want you to go a step deeper. Next to those reasons, I want you to say why. Why do I want to make more money? Why do I not want to work weekends? Why do I not want to, work holidays? What are those reasons? Well, if I make more money, I can what? I can help support my mom so that my mom doesn't have to work anymore because, she's been struggling for years and I just want her to have a better lifestyle. I don't want to work on holidays because I've missed the last 5 years every single Christmas with my children, and I'm tired of playing Christmas on January 1st because I've had to work all of them every year as a nurse, right? And then after you find those reasons, I want you to go one more deeper. And that deeper one, I want it to evoke an emotion. I want you to feel tears inside of you. I want you to feel, okay, well, if I don't work the holidays, I'll get to spend it with my kids. What does that mean? Go one step deeper. What does that mean? It means my children are going to have memories of mom being home. They're going to have memories of, the turkey cooking. These are memories they're going to have and traditions they're going to be able to take to their family. And I want you to make sure that every one of those things you write down, you go back, you give a reason why, and then you go back and you give those a reason why. Does that make sense? And in doing this, and I encourage you to do it as soon as you listen to this episode, in doing this part, this is where you will find your inspiration. This is where you will find that quote unquote motivation to keep going, except that this inspiration is going to last you and you're going to have that inspiration to fall back on when you feel like not getting out of bed in the morning, instead of going, oh, well, I just need a dose of motivation for an hour. You don't need a dose of motivation. You need inspiration, and you need something that's going to last you a long time and make you come back to this business or to your passion project or to whatever it is that you are creating. So I really encourage you to stop saying, I need motivation. I just need some motivation. Motivation is temporary. Again, I think of it as like shooting, some caffeine and getting through something you really don't want to do. And that's not what you need. You need a dose of inspiration. So go out, sit down later today, before bed tonight, and I want you to write out those reasons you started what you started. And then I want you to break it down 3 times and find at the very bottom of that, what is the inspiration behind what it is you're doing? That inspiration that makes you cry, that inspiration that evokes that emotion. That is what will keep you going for the long term. And that is what you need in order to create success, to stay consistent, and build the life of your dreams. I hope you found value in this episode. I'll see you guys on the next episode.